Hello everyone, welcome back. I will continue working today on this menu area that was working. I was also doing yesterday, so the last week I have been creating the stables here, this one, also the interior, and I was creating also this week this variation from the house that I have. So in that case will be the granary, so we're just modifying a few things to have a bit different house, just a variation for them. Very small things like that, but this is just for everything, not only for this one. And I was creating also the last couple of days this gate for them. I'm having problem with my mouse, it's not working. Let me just try to change this, because my mouse is working quite bad. I don't know if the problem is related to OBS. It seems not having this problem when I'm working alone, but I'm not sure, and this is not working very well. So I will just try this one moment and change into this. Let me just check this one. Okay, yeah, should be working a bit better. It's just alt one. So I was working on this fence, which is already the gate, which is already a blueprint that is working, and you can just open and close. So just to show you how it is, as you can see that's working. And I was also working a bit on this small area, so I was just adding a few grass, stones and things like that. And also for the editor, I don't have the limits of this the barricade that I'm using here, so I don't have any proxy, just for the editor, so you can just walk around. And I was just completing a bit of this area also. So I'm planning to have here a path I don't have yet. This is the way to go this way, the path. So I was also creating this small right here for the water, and I am just reusing some of the assets that I have to do something like that. I'm just connecting to the river here. Let's see that it's just this one. I have a few problems with the river exactly here, with the dots. But yeah, that's working all around, so you can just walk. I have the water. And of course I need to create the path coming from this one, going to this direction, like crossing here, and then continue here until the end of this new section of the pump, and then just matching on the right with the latest area that I was creating last week. So the new area for the last week, and this is the way to create here of this path, and then I will have here pasture and also communal farms and things like that. But for today we need to continue working on this minor area, and what I will try to do is create a new house for the manor. I was just planning to do that. Let me see if this one's working. So what I was just planning to reuse the house that I have here. So I was just thinking about reusing this one, which is the only one that I have here for slot. Yeah, there's some problems with my mouse. So the area that I'm just using, this one, is the only one that I have in the chimney. Oh, I have this one. This is the same house, and I was just planning maybe use this one instead of create a new one. But in the end, I would like to have something a bit bigger, and also it's not bad to have more variation, because planning to have different towns and have much buildings, not a lot of them. So maybe I will just leave as it is, and I will create a new variation of the house. The thing is, it will take maybe a couple of days, 3 days. I don't have much time, but I know that creating houses takes a lot of time. But especially you have something bigger, as I'm planning to do like 2 floors, and then the chimney and a couple of or 3 doors and things like that, because creating something small like this one or even that one is just much easier. But creating 2 floors, it's something that really takes time. So so what I'm just planning to do, I have a few reference which is not exactly what I want to do, but I have this one which is not exactly what I want, but could be good to have a few ideas about this. Oh, let me see, I forgot about this. Okay, so this is kind of reference, so I will just try to create something like that at least, but it's not exactly like that. I forgot about the music also. And I will create something from my head, but let's see how it's going. It's not so easy when you don't have good reference, and it's almost impossible, of course, to find a house made of wooden from 13th century. So it's only like pictures, and then you need to complete them, and then readjusting all the proxies for the second floor and things like that. So starting from this cube as usual, I have the display is fine. So I will just try to create kind of a reference for that. So checking what other houses that I have already. Let me just check them, just to check about the size. This is the only one that I want to check. And also I'm missing here, close probably the browser. Okay. Just let me check other houses just to see the side, or the one that I'm trying to do should be kind of this, and I want to check the size of this. So the size for that is 600, and this is the number here, 800. That is not exactly the same. Okay, so this is the way that I want to do, and then create also a small part here. Just taking the reference I have here, I see that it's not exactly what I want to do, but I would like to make something bigger for that. Really not easy, because I would like to have like a small area here being bigger than the one, and maybe I'm doing, this is the roof that I'm planning to do, and this is something closer, and then well, I can just create something like that, so it's just being bigger on this side. So this one could be kind of good reference to create something new for that. Yeah, think about this and create. Of course, I need to finish this one because I don't think that is not completely finished here. And for example, I'm missing the structure roof here, and also inside a few things, but it could be like a good reference, or at least for the size. So I will try to create something like that, which is 6 here, 8 here, and that is like 2 meters at the moment is fine. And this scale. So this is more or less the one that we are just planning to do. Just for reference, I will create something bigger. Oops. Then faces. Extrude. GE 1 meter. Oh, oops. Could be something like that, what I'm planning to do. And then this is the roof. Plan to have here the roof, which is more covering even part of this one. So the roof will be coming until this point probably. So I need to extend this one a bit. But this is more or less the idea that I'm having. So I'm just exporting as usual just the box to see the white boxing. If this is more or less the site that we are just planning to do. And Manor house is buildings, Manor. Let me just open the model here. Emergencies import. Okay. Frozen computer as usual. Okay. Just as size for this one. Let's play. So this should be the first floor. Since because I'm just going inside, I cannot see anything. Well, even created the proxy for that. Yeah, more or less should be enough. Something like that. And let me also create here like auto send. Let's come here. Okay. So this is the thing that I'm trying to do. This one. So duplicate and start doing the stone, which will be no, not the one that I want. Faces, and then just cut down also those faces. And even this one. And this needs to be really small. Or even a bit more. This is already, it's already too much. So just the base of the building, and then there's him. Select the faces. And assign the material stone to have the base, and all that I need to create already the wooden part. So just create a new cube, which is just 6'8" exactly. Doesn't matter. And this is good already. So we can use even here doing something like that, and then 0.2 also. So we have already a one stick that we can use or kind of reuse for them. So the first thing that I'm doing is just creating the UV for this, and I can reuse already this one. So I will just keep this one as reference also for the size. So mark sim, and we will just move, for example, here, so we can reuse. And now what I need to do is just copy, but just to be sure, let me check what the UV is not wrong. Well, we need to apply properly. Okay, that's true. Okay, so now we can just duplicate this and reuse, for example, here. And we need to be matching this. In fact, I would like to have something smaller. So for that, what we need to do is just create this one. I need to create face. Or, well, we don't need face because in fact it's just something smaller, like extrude and scale not zeta. So I will have something like that. It's enough already. This is more than enough. Scale X, I think. Yeah, a few things like that, so will be smaller than the stones. And I will use the mirror at the moment, so it's much faster and easier. Have here. This is a good reference. Maybe we'll create later a few cuts, or I can do that already. I can do later. Okay, then duplicate this, but I will just duplicate only the inner faces. So the 90, and this one needs to be here. It's important to keep all of them smaller and matching, not because it's just nicer, but then there's a problem with the zeta fighting for them if they are exactly the same match. So that's why I changed the size for them. This is 0. And we can create yeah, would be easier just duplicating. Which is also good, just creating manually the things. You are also creating some variation not based on square, which is also good. I don't need this face, but in that case I think I'm breaking exactly the one that I want. Let me see if I delete this face. No, that's working fine. That's working fine. So next one is, let's say we have the base for them, and I will just create maybe the sticks here for the first floor. What I want to do also is creating something longer. I think it's something longer because I would like to have like the roof is just going down and you have like small area here, like a small corridor that you can go inside and then have doors, things like that. But this is the main part, so maybe I need to move this one. But at the moment I will just continue working on it, creating the sticks for the to support the structure. This one, set them something like and this will be, I don't know, 3 meters, even 4 need to be also for the second one. Okay, I will just create this. Same here, it's easy just to modify later. And I can create all of them kind of right inside, which will be smaller. But anyway, I can just already create the walls. So I will create a box, a new one. Cube will be walls. I think I forgot about this. Create also the material. New one. Wood and walls. This will be a new one. Plaster. So let's modify the walls. Let's this to be at 0. So Next will be side on X, which is 6, and this is 8, and this is 4. Let's say. And then need to move this. I probably need to be a bit smaller, just matching with all the sticks here. Yes, just delete. We can cut later for windows, doors, and things like that. Faces. So that's already. Oh, well. Because I was just planning to do this one, and this needs to be so high. It's 2 meters. Let me see if I have read the location rotation. Yes. So this is 2 meters, and this one need to be 4, just to have 2 meters per floor here. And what I need to do is just extend this one to create something bigger. So let's say extrude GE minus 1 meter, or even 2 of them. Let's see later. And this is also the same, extrude GE1. Okay, so that's the walls that I have, and I delete them. We can create later all the doors, windows, and everything like that. So this one should be more or less the base for the house that I'm trying to do. And when I'm creating the roof, probably I need to move those faces, so this is not something I'm working a lot right now. But even like that, if for example I'm creating here a door, I'm planning to do like this the roof and this small corridor, and then you go there for the house also. So I will just keep the doors here that I have been creating. Let's export this. What is this cube? Let's use this as UCX walls. Well, in fact we can delete this. We don't need this, so delete already, because otherwise we have problems exporting all the time. We need to select some of them and not all of them, and will be tedious. Just import, and I will assign a few materials also, so we can see at least something. Even the UV is not working, but freezing computer. Yeah, I know about the problems here. Yeah, probably we need to. Okay, we need to fix the faces. Otherwise, we will have problems. Always will be even slower. So this is plaster. Good stone. So I will create here stone. Stone WS. Do I have something like that? Yeah, could be, or I have others. No, not this one. Or this one. No. Okay, so was okay. So this is just the base for the structure. The next thing that we need to do is wood. So I will use wood 2, I don't know, 4 at this time. Doesn't matter. So just as a reference, and finally this plaster WS, which means wall space, and we don't need to be worried about the UV. Okay, we can close this. Okay, so we have at least something. I think this is small. I will extend a bit maybe. We need to create also the floor and the walls. So next, creating maybe more sticks here. Duplicate. I will change the scale, not zeta, 0.9, which is already a bit smaller. And I will try to align, I don't know, some -3 here, and then duplicate, -2, duplicate -1, oops, -1, just duplicate and 0. Oops, no. What I need to duplicate is on x-axis. Okay. We can create something nicer later, but just as the first approach for them, there's something like that. What we need to do also is connect all of them, connecting to create something for the inner roof. So when you are in the first room, you need to see or should be all the state that you have for this one. We need to create also this one is no this needs to be also created for the first floor. So let's move and then say there will be like 2. And what we're doing is just connecting this one with this, just creating a few sticks here. So for that I will just create, for example, this, even scale not set at 0.9, even smaller, 0.8, and I would like to create something like that, something small that is just being support on this. Okay, so set x 0 and then scale x, and it's just matching. Yes, and what we need to do is just duplicate this. So probably I create this as another new one. I will merge later, but it's easier to use here the mirror and also create the array, which is just going on direction E for 1 meter. So we can create a few of them. GE -2. And what was the mirror? Okay, needs to be the next one. We will have probably duplicated on the third one, but when you are just applying and then using this remove doubles, you should be just fixing all of them. And we need to create also here this is for the roof in the second floor. So I need to put like a plane for being wooden and another plane that will be maybe, I don't know, something different. Or I can just use both of them exactly the same. Yeah, I can use both. Oops, what's happening here? This one is not matching. Why not? Because this one is not from 1 meter. But anyway, it needs to be, this one needs to be bigger. This one needs to be bigger. Like GE 1 meter. Needs to be something like that. And then I will create here something nicer as I have with this another house. Let's just test here. As you see, this building has something nicer here with this small part. You see something nicer to the end of the supporting, and I would like to create a few more things here. It's not much. Yeah, as a reference fine, you have also here on the top exactly the same. So I would like to create something like that also here in the end. I'm not having this. So probably I need to create also one in the middle. I mean, we need to duplicate this, being 0 here, at least. But I would like that this one is matching. For one reason, this is good, like supporting this one is supporting this, which is fine. But also would like to be just not supported but matching between them, which is also more. That's how it should be. Instead of paying this one. Otherwise, I have like two different sides. So I would like to have this one matching with this. So for that, I would like to have something like that. You know, something like 2.2, and then this one need to be also 2.2, which is good, just matching. But as you say, just breaking the house here. Well, I can move just to the top the faces, because 2 meters maybe is not enough. Let me check another house, how big it is. You see, if being inside, you are expecting to see all of them, but that's why also this one. So that's why I'm trying to do. For example, here you don't have that small spot. No, you have here also. And if we are checking any other building, for example, this one, which is also big, you should see also exactly the same. So that's why I'm trying to do all those sticks in that case. For example, I'm missing here one more, and this one is not matching. I mean, just supporting the one that you have. But yeah, that's and you have exactly seen here, like supporting the roof. This aerial part, this is hanging. So that's what I'm trying to do, more or less exactly the same. And I need to create also a couple of them more here. So this one is 2.8, so 1.4, duplicate, and then minus. Okay. So we have ready more or less the floor that we need to have. And I will create now the floor, or let's say the roof. So first is the roof for the first floor. So for that, we'll just create a plane, mesh plane. Let me align to center, and now create plane that should be 6.8 more or less, and need to be aligned to this one, even matching a bit so we cannot see the top part. And then scale X should be matching also here, and scale on E should be longer because we need to match also with the second floor, even it's not exactly the one that should be. And in that case, doing like that, matching all of them, we can remove all the faces that we have here on the top. So as you see here, all of them, we can remove this one and this one, for example, and this. Maybe not this one because it's just outside, but you can remove this. And if we are just working with that, you can do the same. So just oops. And we are just keeping the one that is on the button and just removing everything. And the next thing that we need to do is duplicating the plane, which is, let's say, roof 1, floor 2, just to be clear what is this. And in that case, we need to use two materials. So this one will be like a inner roof, that's fine. But we need to create also another material which will be inner roof here, yes, and then add a new one, yes, and this will be floor, or let's say, yeah, floor. It's fine, because one of the faces is just paying the, well, I think I can use both of them for the same. I think I can use both of them, so having exactly the same for floor. Okay, that's floor. The next thing that I need to do is just duplicate this face, so just duplicate and then move a bit to the top. Hola Juan, doing a new house, well, the manor house. So for this area I have been creating already a few houses you have been here before, and I'm creating a new house for the manor instead of just reusing one that I have already. So that's what I'm trying to do on Blender, something easy, I hope. 0.2, which is already enough. We need to check also about the UV faces. Let's try something bigger. So this is fine, but not this one. Need to flip direction, and we have both of them now. That's right. And then unwrapping. So this house will take a few days probably, because it's something complex and you have a lot of things. For example, you need to create the stairs, inside, windows, door, and also all the proxies, because there are a few houses like I don't know, maybe this one, as you can see, you have, I don't know, a lot of proxies for that. Well, not a lot, but boss collision. What is the collision here? Usually it's giving me the information. You see here 42 proxies just for a house, things like that. So it takes a lot of time to create all of them and readjusting. What I did already, export. Did it already? So yeah, creating a house takes really a bit of time. And for example, creating the stars inside is also something that's a bit tedious to create. All the sticks that you have, and then the windows, and then all the UVs, and then the roof also. In that case, I'm also planning to do a chimney, so it will be even a bit more complex, but well, I like doing that. In the end, I like having new houses like that. So we are just paying here inside, should be the second floor is just paying here, that's fine. The only thing that we need to assign the different material, of course. So this house will be this is floor, and for that I have wood planks. This is 4, I think. Let me see. Yes, of course, need to be different size, but or even a line already. But this is the one that I'm trying to use. As you go inside, you see all of them that's matching. Okay. So more or less we have read this, and we should maybe create exactly the same here for the second floor. But in that case, maybe I can just see the roof. I mean the touched one, and that's fine. And I can create later for this structure that you see here, I can create like sticks here crossing, and then maybe a curve, something nicer. But at the moment, just try to create a base surface, and I will continue with this, improving from time to time. So let's maybe think about the door. Well, I would like to create already the roof, because the roof will be on this way, so it needs to be yeah, let me see. So the roof will be cube, which is easy to do. 6, 8. Well, this is 8. No, I'm not sure. This is 10. Here I will create something bigger. 3. Just merge in this one, so all of them have 0. No doubles. Okay. The thing that I want to do is just continue this one and also this one, just increasing to be matching. Oops. Okay. Let's say like that, and then S. Something like that, which is too much. So for that, what I need to do is maybe something smaller, and in that case what I need to do is just increase this one to create something like that. And then I would like to create here like a small corridor on this area, so just increasing here the size of the house. So something like that. I could even create here like a I cannot create already. Okay. No. What is happening here? Okay, I will use divide and that's all. Or just this one. So should divide. Perfect. And I can create something bigger here, so like a different roof, something like that. So I can just make this one smaller because I have the curve here just helping with this different surface. You can even try something like that, something a bit different, so it's just helping with this size. And then in this small part I would like to have a corridor for that, but needs to be at least 1 meter. So from this point needs to have 1 meter at least, even more, because 1 meter is the door. It's the minimum that I'm doing for the house, so should be at least maybe 2 meters here. So let's match this. The thing that we need to do is just moving this one gx2 gx minus 2, and this is the one that need to be matching at least, because otherwise we cannot create here a door for one. Or well, we can move a bit to 50. Yeah, because it's really too much. 150, which is enough to put here the sticks, and then the door, which is 1 meter, and just small thing here, like small space, and then you can just walk inside without any problem. So for that, what we need to do is just that in case that, for example, here you have the wall, we can already create a wall here. So I will take this face and then duplicate, move x 1.5 minus 1.5, and this is the wall for this corridor that we have already. And what we need to do is just matching the roof here. So this is just taking at least this distance. Let's see from the top. Okay, let's do something like that. So it's already covering this small part, and maybe we don't need this anymore. So these are edges. Yes, we need. Otherwise, it's just taking too much. So that's the idea, creating here like a small door, and then corridor here, and then you go to the house this way. And maybe you have also here another door, and you have doors, let's say, inside of this corridor already. And you can put here a few, I don't know, windows, or the windows could be only being on this area, because here you have the roof, but this side of the roof is not here. I could already delete. So it will be something like that. Of course, it's being properly closed, and also the wall need to be bigger, but that doesn't mean in the end just keeping this is easier in case that I need to duplicate, intrude, extrude, or things like that. So this is the planet, the idea that I have about the house that I would like to do, and about the walls here. No, okay. Let me see. This is the one that I want to select here and select here. I can just hide of course, this one, and even the roof, things like that. What is this cube? This is roof. Okay. So what I want to do is just connecting them here. So I just extrude, things like that. GX minus 1.5 should be matching, and then I will just replace later the one that I have with duplicate vertices. So extrude GS 1.5, and we can just reface. It's much easier. So we have already the roofs, the walls that I want to have. This is recalculate, and this is the corridor that we have, just walking and then going inside. So I'm planning to have here maybe a window, a door here, and maybe here windows. It's not clear yet. Or I can just create also the structure could be just coming to this point, so the wooden part should be just extending to cover this one also. So this is the one that I have. No. Okay. So what we need to do is just extend on X to support this part, and then we can create something nicer also in this small area. That's fine. We can extend at any time. That's fine. We need to extend also the floor here. We can extend, but only the Control E. Is it selected? No. We can extend on only the roof, because the floor is, you have this wall, you cannot see this part. So this is extend on, or you can just take this. Okay, GX minus 1.5, so we're matching, and then the button GX 1.5. And you can see also the structure here. You are just walking, you see this one also. And then we need to cut this small part probably. Well, I'll just keep this one because the roof is here, so we need to keep this one probably. Okay, another thing that we need to do is just increase this the walls here, but that's fine. And also on the button, so we need to also extend this small one. We need to extend to be, well, we can just move this one. GX 1.5, and we have mirrors, so should be just working also on this part. And as we have already this inner one here, we need to duplicate. So duplicate GX1, oops, GX 1.5, and duplicate here also GX minus 1.5. Okay, so we have a couple of them, so the structure is just working well. And I think we need also to support or have all of them duplicated. So, but in this case need to be, oops, scale theta 0.5, and then GS minus 1 is GX 1.5, because we are only supporting this small part, so that's why you have this small one. We need to adjust later a few things, because as you see, they are not properly matching, but more or less are doing. And forgot about this side also. So we select this, duplicate, and then scale zeta 1.5, and g zeta -1, and gx -1.5, and that's matching. So we have more or less more space here. Save. Let's see how it's going. I forgot about the roof material. This roof. Export. Try import. Frozen. So this is roof, and for the roof I will use touch it. No. I will use roof. It's roof 1. Yeah, maybe the problem is we don't have any UV. I didn't do that. Anyway, so that's how is this one going at the moment. The structure all around is fine. If you go on this corridor, this is also fine. So you see it's going well. Plan to have maybe here windows and the doors here, and then another door here inside, and maybe also windows. Otherwise, you don't have any window. Or I could use the windows here, this side, a couple of them here, and then another couple of them on this side. And what is happening here with our something broken? Okay, I need to review all the UVs, of course. That's something that's fine. And we need to create also the inner walls because we have only the kind of outer walls. I need to duplicate them to be matching so you can see both ways. And in case if I'm using, for example, this two sides material, you can see there are a lot of space for the stones or for the sticks, and this is not realistic. For example, when you have a door that you are just crossing and the wall is really one single plane. So for that I'm using two of them, which is really easy because just duplicating. Let's create this, for example, this one. Even is unwrapping, this is, yeah. The first thing is saying not being scale, so location, and then the another thing is just unwrapping, which is going bad. I will create something just something faster. So doesn't matter. Okay, I'll let something, and then also the roof floor that we have. Unwrapping this, and the stones needs to be also unwrapping, something like that. Doesn't matter. I will just take time for that later. But at least having some UV, otherwise you are not seeing the texture. So just re-import here. In the time that it's just re-importing, I will just create the inner walls for. So let me just. Well, this is a good reference. Okay, walls. So what we need to do is create something that is matching with. So see here, this may be in the middle. As you see here, this is something in the middle, and what I want to have is just moving this b. So gx 0.1 is too much, minus 0.05. and then duplicate this to have something smaller. So gx minus 0.02, gx minus 0.1. Okay, which is already too much, but I'm just moving gx minus 0.05. Okay, so you see that we have already two planes, and then if you are just crossing a door, you see that the wall is thick and not just one single plane. Let me check about the UVs. I think this face need to be flip direction. Okay, so we can see now the one for them. I will just delete this face and then just take both of them, duplicate, and should be easier just rotating from theta if I'm rotating from the 3D cursor and then moving the 3D cursor to the center, and then it's rotate on theta 180, and this just match exactly. So that's fast. If you have any question about what I'm touching, you see here all the time, and you can just stop the video later. You have here the screencast that I'm doing. I'm also saying, and you can see, for example, here, in case that you don't see which key is there, you have at least this command. In that case that you are using space and you try to find this one, you see, for example, the messy rotate is R. In case that you don't know which key I was just touching, you can just come here and see which command is which key, but you have here most of the time, just in case. And we need to do exactly the same with, for example, this one and all the rest of the walls, which take a bit of time, but just for testing this one that I'm doing, I will just show you. So I'm wrapping here, export. So we can see how it's going, just for reference, this roof, and you see here the roof already. Oops. The roof is bigger, so that's why it's creating this. Then we need to delete the roof and this face. So it's a hole because we need also to create the inner part of the roof. But anyway, this is something that I'm not planning to do completely today because it takes really a bit of time. So I will take a few days to complete this house, and also creating the structure is fine, but as you know, all the buildings are you can walk on them, in all of them. So that's why I need to create also the internal walls, internal proxies, and then stairs and many other things inside, which takes also a few time. Important takes time. Okay, finally, so we can see our floor roof. That's fine. We cannot see the roof from top because it's just only one side. But for example, here the wall, you can see that the one that I'm just trying to do. You see here the wall. As you are going on this way, you see that it's being not so small, or just watching from something like that. This is impossible to see. But in case that I'm just creating walls or windows or things like that, you see that it's not going well if it's just only one single plane. So that's why I duplicate all the walls to have inner and outer walls, but works better. And I could even have, for example, different decals for inside and outside if I want. In that case, I will create here a few windows, I think, just to have a few windows here to have some lining, or maybe not, maybe just keep this one. Create here a door. Why I cannot see this? Okay, now I can see, and I also see this one. So I want to create here a door that you can just giving you access to this corridor, and after that I will create maybe a door in any of them. So just moving to the interior with with walls, and I will create 3 rooms here if I have enough space. I will try to create 3 rooms. So this maybe 1, 2, 3 meters, and there is 2 meters only, and there is another one 3 meters. And I will create maybe here the stairs that you are going to the top. Yeah, later we need to delete maybe a couple of them, just to give space to go to the top. So that's the building how it's going. That's big. I think we need to extend also here the floor, or the second floor. It should be here, also covering everything. Even we are just planning to have the wall is coming here, this part, and not the outside. In that case, I don't need outside, so probably I need to just create what's happening here. This is the floor. Yeah, that's the floor. I can just move a bit down. I can move a bit down this roof floor. This, and this is the plane that I want. So I will just move to a bit down. I think the another one is this one, which is fine. And then this G theta minus 0.05 minus 0.05, even like that, because the thing is need to be matching with more or less with this one, but that's fine. Looks fine. I think will be nice house when it's completely finished. Wait, it is finished. So let's add this one. Oops. And we need to move a bit, to match with G theta matching here, so we cannot see already the one. I think, yeah, this is already having the normal pane down, so this is the roof of the first floor. And what we need to do is also moving the walls, which I think is already everything. Also this one need to be also be moved. This one, this one, this one. I think I have already all of them selected, and we need to be to top at least until this, so we cannot see anymore the hole. And also we will have for the top, we will see the roof of the first floor. So this one is completely closed, everything I think. And if we are just using this roof, should be just hiding everything. I can just increase a bit later, just to properly cover this. So this is scale X more. That's all. Let's see how it's going. So let's see how it's going with this small corridor that I did. So first thing that we see is, okay, this is the roof here. Everything is here is matching. So you see, for example, even the roof is not finished, but I mean this one is as matching already. If I'm just going on this corridor, I'm saying going inside, you have here already the roof, all the sticks and the corridor. Of course, everything is so square because I'm just planning to introduce later a few cuts on these sticks and then move a bit to be something a bit different. But at the moment, of course, it's just moving because all of them are just mirror. So this is something that you have here. This is the corridor that you have, and should be working exactly the same on this part. Yes. So you have here also the roof. I'm planning to have this part finished, both sides, and for example here also. So the wall that we have here needs to be moved a bit out, as you see, and then create another one for the inner part, inner side. Well, we need to also create here the floor. This is something easy I will do right now. This. So what we need to do is just duplicate, I think, this plane. And the first thing I'm doing is just rotating on X 180, like rotating the normal for that. And this one need to be matching with the terrain. What is this? This one, I think. One needs to be, of course, smaller. Yes. So GE1. Not so here. GE1. -2. I'm wrapping everything. So we should have also floor, but I don't want to have the corridor here. I think this is the plane. So here we have also the floor, but I would like to have only stones. So for that I will just reduce this one 1.5, gx minus 1.5, and I need to take this face, yes, gx 1.5. So we should have this, this one is stones, but if you go inside you have already the planks, and you have the planks also for roof and floor in that case. Of course I need to create another one here in case that I wanted to close this one, or just leave as it is so you can see the wall structure of the roof in that case. Sorry for my neighbor, he's just trying to remodeling the house, and you can listen maybe the hammer. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm just muting the microphone the time that I'm not just talking, because it's better not to listen this neighbor, or I will just cut for a few minutes maybe. So we have a problem here with our no, this one is working fine, but the one that we have in the middle, which is not this but playing. Oh, I think we are just I was just deleting probably. Okay, duplicate this, rotate E 180, so we have the normal, and what we need to do is just matching again here. Okay, so I will just delete this one, no problem. I will add also the walls. For example, this wall and this wall need to be also in there. So walls, let's hide everything, we don't need this. Okay, what we need to do is just connect this one with that one. So I will just delete a lot of faces and just redo a lot of things here. So what we need to do is just connect this one, this side, with this side. Okay, what we need to do now is just move a bit this to be GE minus 0.02. No, 0.02. Okay, so we have kind of 20 centimeters of no, this 2 centimeters. So GE 0.03, which is 5 centimeters, and the walls, yeah, we can just move them, that's not a problem. And then I think we can already match them. So the first thing is this one face, and then we have another face here, and we have another face here. Well, the thing is, as you see, that everything is working except both of them, and then we need to do exactly the same here. I didn't do that. And I'm not sure, yeah, exactly, this is not the one that we need. Okay, so G E minus 0.05. Okay, and I will do exactly the same with these faces. Those faces I can just create one here, no, this one, this is a face, and then this side another face, and this side another face. Okay, and I just select this and create one single here with a face. And the problem is that this is not matching, so for that what we need to do is just select all of them, all the faces here, and the same for this side, and just extend on E, would be easier to see from the top, scale E, and we are just matching something in the middle of the stick that we need. Okay, so we have already the walls for the outer part. What we need to do is also creating the interior, so for that we should just create a plane here, and another one just matching. For that, usually it's just much easier to create closed surface instead of planes, because it is also easy to unwrapping when you have something connected. So right now, for example, we have the button and the top is something different. So for example here, as you see, that's the wood here. Привет, Jadley. Привет. Домики делали сегодня. Прикольно. Что я сделал? Tables. Окей. Сцена. Или что? Что ты сказал? Здесь. Какой? Это? Так наверх или что? Это просто наверх, потому что у меня есть ее домики и просто так сделали, типа импорт. Но это немного, потому что это квадратный. Здесь скажу. Типа так, видишь? Квадратный, квадратный, квадратный. Каждый квадратный это 2. Поэтому все вместе может быть, не знаю, 30, 33 или, да, может быть, не знаю, 40 треугольный максимум может быть, потому что если считаешь 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, ну, 20, плюс, конечно, это сторону 20, 40. И каждый есть 2 треугольные, поэтому может быть 100, не знаю, немного. Реально немного. Если делаем wireframe, ну, конечно, много, потому что тоже видно все внутри. А если только это, ну, квадратный, треугольный, реально немного. Без этого никак. Но может быть дверь еще больше, понимаешь, потому что дверь есть чуть-чуть, что несколько квадратный и палочки и так далее, что больше может быть, больше треугольный просто дверь, чем все это все наверх. Да, поэтому не очень. И все одинаково. Поэтому я типа сделал быстро, что копировать туда-обратно, сделал чуть побольше или меньше, размер, удалил немножко, копировал немножко, и что и видно и хорошо. Ну, вот, поэтому это сделал не на камеру, потому что это реально очень медленно, сложно, так делать каждый маленький, потом видно. Тебе надо поменять, например, свет на день, потому что видно по-другому, если будет, например, дырка. Но ты никогда не будешь здесь, потому что, конечно, ты будешь здесь, да, это понятно, что ты так смотришь, а не так. Ну и тоже не так, не смотришь, конечно. Но вот видишь здесь, например, маленький, вот это надо поменять, вот видишь здесь тоже. А если я делаю, например, время по-другому, видишь, больше видно или меньше видно, и так делать. И потом надо тоже делать это rotate, такое, что видно, и каждый маленький и будет. Поэтому, да, это не трудно, а очень сложно, но медленно очень, и вообще не интересно, и поэтому не делаю на камеру. Но как техника, просто это квадратный, ну, и все, да. Это plane и все, реально, ничего не трудно. Если смотришь это материал, да, так. Это как с new скажу. Материал. квадратные. Вот, ну, подожди. А вот это. У меня проблема память, конечно, как обычно. Будет рисовать или нет? Ну ладно, не рисовал. Ну вот так это у тебя здесь 10, но все одинаково на 1. И все это квадратное, что я делаю. Давай так, маск, где у меня? Материал. Ну вот это как не рисовали. Ну вот еще это типа на 5, что видно. Ну вот так квадратный, ну видно, да? И это маск 1. Ну вот, сейчас видно. Давай так побольше. Вот так. Понятно как? Ну и все. Поэтому вообще не трудно. А просто так сделал альфа плюс текстур и все. Да? И поэтому никак. Все просто. Ну, тебе надо не сколько-то квадратный, тебе надо не сколько и делать все аккуратно, что мать хорошо и так далее. Но трудно нет. Просто как ну, медленно очень. Очень медленно. Ну вот большой дом, конечно, время надо. Вот. Это много времени, потому что только если на улице хорошо, а если тебе надо гулять, все это прокси, какой-то размер, дверь, окно и так далее, что тебе надо уже миллион. Честно говоря, почти 99% людей, которые приедут или здесь, или мой видео на YouTube, 99% искали Blender tutorial или Medieval House Blender. Все. Только что это делаю, только это люди интересует, и поэтому приехали на мой канал, смотри мой видео. Потому что они делают тоже. Ну, как у тебя сейчас. Ну и как обычно. Потому что никто приедет на мою игру, потому что никто не знает мою игру, и игра не закончит. Поэтому приедет почему? Просто на Blender. А когда я делал Blender здесь, люди сказали скучно. Хочешь смотреть, не знаю, что-нибудь другой. Ну как, непонятно, что люди. Что я так хотел? Inverse, flip direction, that's true. Flip direction. Yes. Flip direction. Oops. Потому что это мне надо дублировать. Hello. I was thinking that you are not coming today. So that's how it's going. And will be of course much nicer, but you have already corridor here. And then going inside will be of course all the windows, doors, and also missing here. Let me re-import again because I think I have been breaking a few things. And I will just no, oops, this one, at the moment I will just flip direction. As I said, just creating a house takes a few days, so that's fine. I'm just working today, working on it, but it will take a few days just to have everything finished. Even when it's almost finished, all the interior, it takes also really lot of time. Maybe for example the things like creating all the proxies, but it's also slow. I will do out of the camera. It just makes no sense creating here like 40 proxies. It's just cubes and there's nothing modeling, or there's nothing about this. Okay, so if you go inside, but the idea is just coming from this corridor. So you come here, enter here, and it's supposed to be you have few doors here at any point, so you can go inside. And you have the first floor. I need to create also stairs to go to the second floor, and then here is the roof that you cannot see right now. Yeah, why not? Why not? And even if you think like maybe like people is just telling you that you have a lot of, I don't know, mistakes, or you are not doing well and things like that, don't worry about this, because it's exactly what people is just helping you. And I was learning a lot of I don't know, hotkeys for Blender, or how to do faces, things like that, or for example even with Unreal Engine, a few things. So people is really helping you, and maybe enjoying also the progress of that. So the only thing is you really like to do that, but you really want to do that, and don't be worried about the people, because some people just streaming, but at the same time they are worried about nobody's coming, or 3 guys and they want to have 5, or maybe people is leaving and things like that. So just do what you want, and if people enjoy being with you, will be. If they don't like, or maybe they are just looking for Overwatch playing, so that's fine, they are leaving, there's not a problem. But not like feeling you need to, or you don't know, like waiting for the people. Just do that, enjoying doing that, and that's all. If you don't want to use, for example, camera or microphone, that's up to you, but that's fine. Just sharing the work is fine. As any of you are having, for example, a station, which is maybe just for the TV and things like that, but it's exactly the same, just sharing what are you doing. But people is very afraid maybe sharing your computer, because nobody is watching at your computer usually, but that's fine. That's fine. For sure you start maybe be nervous, and then things are not going well for in the beginning, but later it's just going better, and in the end you are really enjoying that. So I will delete this, and we need to create also exactly the same, but for that we need to have here 2 of them, and here also 2 of them. And then we will create this face here, which is outer face, and the same here. This is outer face, that's true. This one is our inner face, but for we need to move this one. And we have also the another inner face here. I need to flip this direction, so it will be like that. And now what we need to do is aligning this one to be, for example, this one is faces. Remove this. On X is 250A, so I will do like 270 or 250, and that's a one, but just being minus 280. So we have like a inner and outer faces, and you have also here, so it's like a small cube round. And we need to do also the same for the top floor. Oops. I have still 30 minutes. I would like at least to finish maybe the base structure. Well, not creating doors or windows because it takes much time, but at least having the square and the cube that is using being the building. The roof I don't think I can do today because it's also complex and managing all the structure, matching and things like that, but at least the first floor could be nice. Oops, it's too much. Okay, so we have already here hello, and again it's not coming. Okay, so you see from outside that they are all our outer walls. If you go inside, in case that you have, for example, here a door, you see that you have the inner walls. If you are just crossing to this room, you should have also the inner walls for the room. The thing is that we're just doing not matching with those sticks, so you cannot see all of them inside. But we have already this one, and you see also the top structure, and then this is the floor for the second floor here, and this one need to be also closed and everything because we are missing of course those walls here. So for example, in that case, what we can do is just this one using as inner one, or we can extend this. So first the wood here, as you see, they are not matching and needs to be that's fine. Here for example, it's fine. Oh, let me. Hello, Shark. Oh, that's great. Thank you. That's fine. It's fine. Just even coming here and say hi. This if I'm fine enough. At least saying that you are here. And then yeah, you can use that as a second streaming or things like that. Usually, as I say, I have, for example, here the keys I'm touching and things like that. So even if you can use or want to use this one without microphone, it's also fine. So you see more or less what I'm doing. And also a few tabs are a bit slow, so just coming here from time to time, you see also the progress. But yeah, say hi, it's fine. I'm not just starting asking you a lot of things. That's fine. Enjoying. I did a lot of things for modeling also, all the things that I'm doing for modeling. So maybe I don't know, since that people is more interested in modeling than, for example, coding or doing blueprints, things like that. But if you want to see any other part, any other things, you know, it's just perfect. The walls that I need to do is this one. I need to move all of them a bit to the outside, and for that I will do this. So scale on X. Oops. I would like to have not this one at outside, which is not needed at all, but having this one here. So if you are coming from time to time and you have lost something, you can just ask me what you did in the last 15 minutes or things like that. Well, I'm doing the blueprint. I'm doing also a lot of things I'm doing, or I was doing in the past during the streamings. The only thing that I'm not doing, or more or less not doing, is the C++ code, which is I think it's a bit boring. Just watching the Visual Studio for someone, and this is the only thing that I'm not doing. But I don't have really a lot of code. I have only the base classes for most of the blueprints, or just common functions, helper functions, things like that. But the rest of the thing I'm doing everything on blueprints. Yeah, you can see sometimes I'm using or reusing or creating a new blueprint from something that I was doing in the past, and in that case you see that like maybe you are missing something, but you are just checking maybe from the past. You can see how I did initially from scratch the blueprint. But anyway, do you have any question, or of course you have been lost maybe a few streamings or not being here since the first day, so that's also fine asking for, I don't know, something that you see and you are being lost and you have not seen, for example, the streaming where I was doing that, or where is something coming from. For example, here I'm just creating this house and reusing all the textures that I have from another houses, which is, well, it's fine. And I was also probably creating also during streamings. As you are coming here, you say maybe you have all the texture in case that you want to see about the texture and not about code, for example. And then you are kind of losing a few things for that. Or for example, as I say, creating, Jack was asking about the roof, where I was creating this roof, and I was creating in another house, and then I'm just kind of copying and duplicating for them, not recreating everything. A few things that have been done for a few times I'm not doing again on streaming. This could be a bit boring, and I prefer to do a few different things during streaming to cover as much as possible a lot of different things. For example, I was creating a few flowers, so I was creating 3 or 4 of them, and I have maybe 10, I don't know, a few of them, so I'm not really doing again and again exactly the same. Yeah, so there are a few things that you have not been here in the past, you didn't see, but well, you can just ask at any time. So we have already our outer wall here, and then go inside, we have the corridor, and then we go inside the gate, and you see the wall here. We are missing the sticks. Do we have them? We don't have them yet. I will create here doors and rooms, but we have all the walls except the outside here. Yeah. The thing is, for example, during streaming, it's fine doing code, but that is not for people learning coding. Is you don't have, not about you, but I mean, if someone is coming here and have no idea about C++ and just coding, and it's not like explaining or teaching how to, how to code, how to programming. So in case that you know already, that's fine. Maybe boring because you can do that also. As you don't know about code, makes no sense because this is not like teaching coding. A few things like, for example, creating materials, dropping things like that, that's fine, because you see that it's more or less you don't really need to have a lot deep knowledge about how to drop a house in the map. So if you didn't see that, you learn this. But for a few things like, for example, coding, you need to have deep knowledge about, I don't know, maths or things like that. So just watching another coding could help, but maybe not much if you don't know how to code already. So that's why I try to avoid with coding. So we are missing the sticks here, so I will reuse this. This is the one that needs to be here. And then I will duplicate. This one needs to be on 0. Then duplicate again. And need to be here. I don't know, but I'm just doing manually, so that's faster. Yes, it can be done. I have already a few things in my level, not for them exactly, but I have this kind of variation. For example, I'm using I will show right now. When I'm going to the editor, I will show you the material. So for example, for the grass, I have the grass is kind of random, it's just changing, so I'm using different grass for 2 different textures. But in your case, for example, you want to have just a color. Let's open any texture because it's just easy, really easy. I will open, I don't know, something, but something that is not being. That's it. So if you are posting there, for example, with foliage, let's say for the foliage you have one node which is per instance node, random, which is just giving you the one random number for this instance. So if you are painting a few grass, stones, I don't know, things that you are painting with this foliage, to have this number, which is just helping you with giving you a random number. you know. But if you don't want this one, or you want to have, let's say, this is just okay responding, let's say float 3. Okay, so float 3 constant 3 vector, which is color. Okay, so let's say I put this color here. Okay, so I have this one red, and I will put another one here with Jesus, this is us trying to do. Okay, let me just create a new one because it's just stupid here, doing something stupid because I'm modifying but not really creating. Okay, new material test. I don't want to compile this at the moment, so okay. Create here constant 3. So you have here a color, let's say red. Okay, and then you have another one, duplicate this one, Ctrl W, and you put here another color like green, doesn't matter. Okay, and then you want to use choose one of them from a random number, and then this is the one that is going. So I will use, for example, like linear interpolator, which is just giving me an option between them. So this is A, this is B, and this is the alpha that I'm using, and this one is going to the base color. Okay, so I will use this one or that one, but this alpha is a value between them, which is linear interpolation, and this one needs to be coming from random number. So you say like per instant random, and this is the one that is changing for your material per instant that you are adding there. In case that you don't have this number, what you have is here, maybe it's a float. I don't remember. You can create random number, random float. I don't remember if you can create a number here, or you can pass parameters. So in that case, for example, this one is red. Compile insider, sorry, but I cannot do much really. Okay, the computer is completely frozen as usual, and I can do nothing, just wait. Okay. And I will move to this one. When Unreal Engine have finished, I will just come back to this one when this is coming. What I was doing, I forgot about this. So I was creating those sticks. What I need to create is also instead of here. So I need to duplicate everything. Duplicate, move for 2 meters, and now I need to just reduce this one. So scale X will be reducing here, and we are matching like that. Doesn't matter. Okay, finish already. Okay, so you have this one as a per instant random, and every time that you are adding a new instance, you will have a value between both colors, completely different. So maybe it's like something like purple, and next blue, and next red, something like that. You just want to change one single color, or for example, you can put here like white and black, or you can put a few more values, and then you can use this kind of lerp. If you want to use, for example, another option is using this if you just want to match, for example, and say like you will take A in this case or B in this case, and this is also the one that is going here. Yeah, this if needs to be sorry. So if A is bigger than, so delete this one, or let's say for example you're using this one and this one. In that case, well, we need to put here a value between 0 and 1, so something like normalize, I don't know, or you don't need this one anyway, but you need to put here a value that is from 0 and 1. It will choose A in one case or B in another case, and this is just only using this one or this one, but never nothing in the middle. But if you are using this lerp with value, you are using something in the middle with any value between them. So this is a random number and it's going value between them. So this is the color. You can use exactly the same for putting here a picture or another picture here, or you can use for the normal maps and everything like that. So this is something up to you to create something like that, the one that you want to do. Yes, so that's all. You don't really need to have anything fancy, and you apply this shader, this material to the object that you are doing. Every time that you put there is a new instant, and then you will have a new different color. Okay, that's all. Nothing complex really. I think I need to delete this seam, otherwise you don't have the face on the top. So I will just loosen this, not being like 3 faces but only 1. Okay, duplicate and then G zeta 2, and we have also the structure for the second roof here that we definitely need, and then we need to create all the sticks for that. So this is something tedious bit not doing right now. What we need to also is duplicate this. Oh, let's do that. Let's create all of them. Oops. Yes. So duplicate this zeta 2, and what we need to do is just move into GE1, no, -1 here. Welcome. That's a few things that is really almost impossible to find because you don't have exactly the same question on, I don't know, the documentation, but things like that is really easy. Just check about even videos on YouTube or the forum, because you can find almost everything. I mean, even things like that, so simple that, well, of course a lot of people did already, and it's really simple. Okay, it's also matching. What we need is this one, this need to be stronger. So duplicate, moving GE 1 meter, again -1 meter, and then scale on zeta will be 0.5, and then move to zeta 1 meter, and we have already different sticks here. And maybe we need to move a bit when I'm creating. I will adjust them with I'm creating also the second floor. At the moment I will just keep out. So that's something. What I can do already is just delete those faces and faces. And we need to create also the triangle here, for example, and continuing with them with the walls. Oh, in that case I needed to have this here. So we need to create both of them, I think. Okay, if I do extrude, it's at 2 meters. Is it your internet or is it mine? Because yesterday I was just trying to streaming in the evening, and I was just stopping the system because I was being disconnected every, I don't know, every minute, things like that. So in the end I was just stopping them. But yeah, could be mine. But yeah, I was using Blender for all the time that I was just creating everything in the map, and from time to time I just creating. For example, this week I was creating those houses, so I was during this week I was spending most of the time on Blender, for example. And sometimes I'm just working on grass or level designing or maybe creating new NPCs and things like that. I'm not using Blender, but from time to time I'm using maybe all the week. So I use quite often. As I say, not every day, but I mean, yeah, sometimes. Okay. I forgot about this. I need to cut this one. Yeah, jump. Okay, let me know if it's going bad, but I see that yesterday I was just checking and then it says connected, disconnected, connected. OBS was just telling me about this. I was just checking on the internet and I was quite bad. Usually I have really good internet, never have a problem. I have like 100 megabits and it's working very well, and I don't have any problem streaming really, and I'm streaming on full HD. 30 frames is quite good, but sometimes of course there's something that happens that yeah, that, well, internet sometimes is not going well. So that's the one that I was just trying to do to close here. I need to cut also this one. Yeah, in case it's yours, yeah, no worries. I will just, as usual, uh, put the video later. You can just check in case that you, as you say, you have lost a few things. I will just try later. Okay. But I would like just to cut this. I'm not sure what is the best idea to the best way to create this small part, this triangle here. Okay. Delete this. Just delete. Hola. Hello, Sanket Dev. You are coming really late because I'm just leaving maybe in 5 minutes. Let me check what the time, but I think that it's just ready. Yeah, exactly. That's so it's really late for you, I guess. Really late. So how's it going with the job? Do you have any news? Did they call back? Okay. I'm just working on this house, the manor house, the big one. I'm just creating the main structure and I will continue working inside. So the main thing is just having here a door, and then it's going to this corridor here, and then another door just going inside of the rooms, and then just creating, well, also the second floor, which needs to finish. And the roof that I'm just creating something bigger. Yeah, no news during the weekend. Just sorry, because here, as you know, it is already morning, but it's just midday. So I was thinking like they have already all the morning to call you, but as you say, it's just I think it's night for you tonight. It's already morning, but maybe I don't know 4 a.m. or things like that. So this one. Yeah, I hope that they are just calling at least to know, because I also like when they say that you are not selected, you are not progressing, which is fine, but at least say something, don't disappear. Sometimes you really don't know if they are still keeping this one, or I don't know, looking for a new guy, or they are just planning to call you again. Nothing. So that's good to have at least some reference to see how it's going the process. Okay, so I think that I will leave here the streaming just to create like 2-hour videos as usual, but I will not touch this one. I mean, I will not continue out of the camera, so if you are just checking the progress of this house, I will just continue this afternoon. This afternoon I need to be a bit earlier, so I will be in 2 hours. I will be streaming again. So check about your time zone. In 2 hours I will be streaming again for 2 hours. Because I have a meeting later, I cannot do like the time that I'm doing in the afternoon, the second session. So I will be in 2 hours streaming again for another 2 hours or even a bit more. And I will continue with this house. I will check a few things. Maybe I can find a few reference, planning some of the rooms and things like that. And I will continue with the house to do the world house on the streaming. So don't worry about just that the next session is almost finished or I have done a lot of things. So I will not do anything on this house. I will just continue, I don't know, working on the level design or creating props, things like that. And I will come later to continue with this house, and I will do maybe for 2 or 3 days until this completely finished, everything on the streaming. Creating also a blueprint as I did with this one, putting all the decals, the doors, windows, yeah, a few things like that. So yeah, don't worry about this. I will continue later in 2 hours. I will come again to the streaming. So Sunken Day, sorry you have been coming too late, but you are playing too much games, not too many games, so that's the reason that you are being lost on the schedules. But anyway, so thank you everyone for coming, having here this morning. Thank you for your support. Hope you enjoyed and learn something, and I hope to see you later or even tomorrow, any other day. I will be happy to see any of you on this streaming again. So thank you everyone for coming. Have a nice day, morning for you, good day, good Monday, or good evening for the rest of them. So thank you. See you later. Thank you. Bye bye.